So welcome everybody, and today we have two guests, and I'll give you like 30 seconds each to introduce yourselves. So Darren, start with you.
I am Darren Sullivan. I run Waterloo Classics. I live in London, and I organize things for cars, like the Bloomsbury Classic Car Show coming up and the Patina Classic Car Show.
And that's not a Cockney accent I don't hear that you're talking about in Gov. That's not Cockney, is it? What accent? Where's you from then? You're a foreigner, aren't you?
I am from California originally.
Ooh.
I've lived in the Netherlands for 13 years. Did a year in South America, living here for 13 years. So I think I've been told I've got a mid-Atlantic accent now.
Yeah. You know what? I've been told various things as well because, because I grew up, obviously I was born here, I grew up here, but I spent so much time in the Middle East and I spent my formative years there as well. And the first time I lived there in Saudi Arabia in the 80s, I came back, I had a very American accent and everybody was like, you lived in America? So I haven't even been there at that point. So I had to, in Dubai, it got mashed up again, but I've had to work a bit hard to sort of not be so American, but I do have a sort of international accent, I think.
I've been told the same. Don't be so American.
Don't be so American.
So it doesn't look good on you.
And everybody knows who Sai is, but just remind everybody.
Well, I don't know what accent to use because I can speak in a very posh accent if I want to because I went to private school.
Go on then. Let's hear that. Let's hear that.
Well, that's it. That was it.
That was it.
Okay.
That was my actually
of course. But of course.
Well, I use that on my telephone sometimes. But I was actually born in Bow Bells, so technically I'm also a Cockney. So when I'm with my old East London mates, I'm like, in it, mate. Come on.
In it, mate.
Right,
Yeah.
Apples and pears, all that kind of stuff. My name's Sai. I run the drivers' union. Used to be a supercar club. Now it's a supercar and a classic car club. I organise loads of events. I've been for 20 years now. Next month is 20 years of organising events. Photographer, filmmaker, a publisher as well, about to do the magazine. So basically, jack of all trades and absolutely not a master of anything.
Aren't we all?
That's all going to be on my gravestone.
Yeah, aren't we all?
A very tall gravestone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A brown car guy.
So lots been going on. First, I tell you what. First of all, let's give Darren a chance. Because Darren being the token white guy on this on the show today.
We can't say that.
Oh, we can't. Can't we say that? Why?
We can't say that.
Well, you were both born in the country. I'm the foreigner, so I'm the
We call it a bloody foreigner.
Token foreigner.
There we go. I'm okay with that.
So hang on. So I've known you for quite a few years. You do a lot of stuff. You do Waterloo Classics. I've driven your cars, the cars that you build, but also the cars you sell, which are electric Heelys, which we'll talk about in a minute. But first of all, just tell everybody, because I'll be coming to this as well. You're doing an event next weekend. Just tell everybody what that is and where it is and how they can find out about it.
So next weekend, I'm doing the first of the Bloomsbury Classic Car Show. It's in Bedford Square. It's Sunday, the 21st of September, and it's just going to be a garden party with classic cars. There's live music, there's food, there's a full bar. It's going to be fun. It's we based it on the Belgravia Classic Car Show.
Yeah. Is that still a thing?
It is not a thing anymore.
Right.
It won't be a thing. They're not allowing cars into the garden anymore.
All right.
And so I decided, if we're not able to resurrect it there, we'll do it someplace else. And the Bedford Estate, who are amazing, are working with us on this one to make it happen. It's a great location.
Oh, what's a classic car? How do you define the classic? Is there a cut-off year?
Yeah, that depends on your age and your view of life, I guess. But younger people think cars from the 2000s are classic cars. So it's, what is it, 20? We're trying to say 30-year cutoff point, but we're letting some cars in that are under 30. There's going to be a beautiful Aston Martin project car that's going to be there that's new on display. And so that's new, but it does have a lot of old influences in it, so it's quite special. And there's going to be other things as well. There's going to be some electric classic converted cars.
Electric.
Don't get me started. Electric classic cars. No.
Well, I tell you what. Let's get into that because we can talk about. This is a safe space. We can talk about anything. We'll talk about London as well, because I know Sai wanted to talk a little bit about London. But anyway, before we do that, I was very lucky, and you were very kind enough to invite me to drive these incredible Heelys that you're converting to electric.
Yes.
Which, to be honest, I'm neither here nor there with it. I'm okay with cars being converted to electric, as long as they make sense. And I think that with the Heely, I think it did make sense to me, because like when somebody converts like a Ferrari to electric, I have a little problem with that.
I have a big problem.
Yeah, because I feel that that's the heart of the car. But with a Heely and stuff like that, I think in many ways, I remember you and we had quite a laugh driving it around London at the time, and it was a good laugh. It was good fun.
Yeah, so the Heelys kind of make sense because the engine inside the Heely is just an old lorry engine. There's nothing special about that engine whatsoever. It was originally a 4-liter engine, which was great. That was a great engine, the 4-liter. I mean, not the 4-cylinder engine. And that one had really good weight distribution. But when they brought it up to a 6-cylinder engine, it just kind of, it made it faster, smoother, whatever. But the engine is not the soul of the car whatsoever. When people say you take the soul out of a car when you convert it, it's like, are you serious? You're saying you're disrespecting the designer, for starters, because the design is what classic cars are about. And they can make many different sounds, but it's how they look and how they feel on the road. And to me, the way a car looks, the way it meets your eyes, that's the most important thing. And then driving it, we have to admit that driving a classic car is a bit shit sometimes, but we love it. We love not knowing 100% if we're going to get there.
What that sound might be, or what that smell could be, or what that new rattle is.
So the classic car experience it's a lifestyle and not a comfort thing. I mean, there's Bentleys and Rolls Royces from the 80s and 90s that are super comfortable and stuff like that, but you're still not entirely sure it's going to get there. But we love our classic cars, and we love driving them, and we love tinkering on them, and so if you convert one to electric, well, the motor's going to work then.
I'm going to let Sai come back on that. Before Sai comes back on that, I just want to shout out to, I think it's Tim, who has just joined us. He's the insurance guru for all advice and information. He's been on my channel before. He's an absolute legend. He knows inside out workings of everything insurance. So welcome to him. He's watching the footage right now. Yeah, Sai, over to you.
Darren, do you actually, is that your business, converting cars to electric?
It's not my own business. It's called Revival Autos, and we just work on Austin Heelys, because there's a whole bunch of Austin Heelys that are in the States that are just sitting there waiting for someone to rescue them, that are not being restored.
And to be fair, they've gone far and wide, because you've got 1 or 2 of these in Dubai now, haven't you?
Yeah, we do, yes. So, and some in Florida, some around. Yeah, they're around.
Well, you're going to have to let me drive one at some point, so I can actually, then I would team up.
Absolutely.
But I have to disagree with you about the engine. For me, the engine is the heart. You can drive around. I want to hear that sound. I don't want to hear a recorded sound. I like the smell of petrol in the morning. I just love
get cologne for that.
Yeah, I get cologne for that. I still use Old Spice. That's how old.
Add some petrol and oil to it to make it smell
better. Yeah, for me, the look is, most, I don't mind about other cars, but when someone takes a Ferrari and takes the engine out, I just have this urge to get, canisters of petrol, pour it over the car and set it on fire.
But Ferrari is doing that.
Sorry?
Ferrari themselves are doing that.
Well, that's why I'm not going to buy one of the Ferraris.
You know what? This is a nice segue, because I did want to ask you guys what you thought, and I have my own views about it. But what you thought of the comeback of this alleged Testarossa? A deep intake of breath there from the founder of the Supercar Club there.
Can I just give a four-word answer to that?
Go on.
My honest opinion. Looks a bit shit. If I was to be honest, Ferraris are supposed to be beautiful. It works of art. My newsletter that I sent out the other day. I had some information. It looks good from the top. I have to say, it does look from the top.
From behind.
Yeah, but if I was a bird, I'd love it. But I'd end up shitting on it.
The nose doesn't work for me. The nose is too.
The nose, it's like a shovel. The whole thing, it's like, why even call it a Testarossa? What, are they running out of names in it? Is there no Italian names? They run a dictionary. this is the third incarnation of the Testarossa. The first one was beautiful. The second one is iconic. I don't see Don Johnson wanting to drive this one.
Yeah.
It looks angular. What's happened to Ferrari? Ferrari, please get back. I could say, go back to Pininfarina, but apparently most of the Pininfarina guys are now working at Ferrari anyway. So
Yeah.
I
They
don't
hired
know what their
Michelin.
design ethos is. I think their clothes are going the way. Sorry, their cars are going the way of their clothes. They look absolutely shite. Sorry, Ferrari.
Are you saying that you don't want Ferrari clothing in H&M anymore?
Oh, Primark.
Lamborghini have the coolest Ferrari clothing. Have the coolest clothing because they look really cool. McLaren's not bad either, apart from it's a bit bright orange. But Lamborghini has the coolest. The Ferrari, if you ever look at the Ferrari website, we make fun of the Ferrari clothing all the time in the Ferrari WhatsApp group, and this is from owners.
I don't mean
That's my opinion on the new Ferrari.
I want to just
interrupt you on that one because Patina has got better clothing than Ferrari. And,
there you go. Show it. There he is.
Next
Darren the model. Darren the model.
Classic car show.
Yeah. How much is that? Go on. You can plug it. Go on.
I'm going to be selling it for just £20.
I'm just ordering on Google now.
He's doing it right now. Okay.
But inexpensive.
All right, before you get Sai, can you center yourself in the screen, please? And Desert, somebody's watching. There you go. Just hold it there. Desert says he's asked two questions. First question he's asking is, what would you say is the ultimate classic car which had the most amazing sound? And then the second question is, what you guys make about electric cars that have synthesized sounds? So let's talk about the first one. What is the best classic car sound? I would say any Ferrari, Lamborghini, particularly Countach from back in the day. What did you say? Healy Sprite.
Healy Sprite.
You've just been championing the cause of ripping the engine out of the damn thing.
Sprite.
All right, the Sprite. Oh, okay. So what engine did that have in it?
Sprite, and I absolutely love the sound of that cute little tiny exhaust. When you go through a French village with the houses on both sides and it just echoes back and forth. It's that cute tinny sound. It's just so cool, especially if it's tuned well. They go vroom, 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 and it's got the little gurgle at the end. Yeah. I love that. It's not too much. It's not too. It's just cute. It's adorable. So that'll be my iconic one.
I'd have to agree with Shazad. I'd have to say the old Ferraris. I mean, that's all I tend to hear. I think they sound great, fantastic. Old Lamborghinis, the old supercars, really.
I want to say, and I hope that nobody's going to comment and say that I'm completely wrong about this, but I do hope, because I say that one of the all-time best opening sequences of any movie ever. There's two actually. There's one is the Italian Job. I would actually put that second. It's controversial. Some people would say that's the best one, but I put the best one as the Cannonball Run. The original Cannonball Run. And that starts with that sound of that Lamborghini V12. And I hope it is. I hope nobody's going to say, actually, that wasn't real. But I hope that is. Because I've heard the V12, and I think that is the actual sound. And to me, that is just ingrained it's just embedded into my soul.
Yeah. But I love the sound of an A series engine, and I love the sound of a B series engine. I just love that. It's this nice little engine that just makes a lot of noise. The noise is much bigger than the engine. And I love that. It's the iconic little British car sounds. I love that.
I'm going to stick with you, Darren, for the next part of his question, because when we drove your car, the Healy, you did actually have synthesized or artificial sound in it.
Yeah.
So he's asking what do you guys make about cars with synthesized sound? Should this be illegal? Well, actually, let me just answer that bit.
It's a legal requirement.
It's that's what I was going to say. It is actually a legal requirement. So in all electric cars now, you do actually have to have some sort of sound in there, especially at lower speeds, so that people can hear them. But yeah, what do you think about you have it in your car, and then I'll ask Sai what he thinks about artificial sound. Darren.
I personally think it's rather silly to have these big engine sounds on it when you've got just like an electric motor or something else. I mean, it's like one thing I enjoy is being on the motorway and not having a sound coming from the car, so I can listen to music, I can talk to my passenger, things like that. I mean, there's so many classic cars where you cannot talk to your friend in the car, and it's just like when you're going fast, it's like, oh, it's so irritating. When you get out of it, your ears are just ringing. It's like, I love the sounds of the cars, but oh God, I wish I could turn the sound off sometimes. And that's what you can with these converted cars. You can just turn the damn sound off. So
I would argue that surely even in cars with actual sound, we do kind of synthesize it a little bit. Manufacturers do that. So, for example, with the Golf GTI, they had the sound resonators, which is piping artificial sound into the cabin. I know that Kia did that as well. I know a number of manufacturers did that. But also you modify your exhaust. So you're kind of artificially changing the sound of the car.
Yeah, but the foundation is actually a real sound. It's an organic sound, you know. And all right, my 360 is stupid loud.
Yeah, it is.
I agree. And
must love you.
I have a little switch which I can just like press it and the valves close.
Oh, really? So you have that switch as well. Got it.
Yeah, it's great. And you know, I'm a bit nervous about driving into central London sometimes, but I do love it. I love the sound. Artificial sound. Why not just play Dire Straits or Genesis or something while you're driving along in the loud music? Why? I just think it's stupid. I agree with Darren. What? So you can program in. Oh, I want my Ford Focus to sound like a Lamborghini Countach from the Cannonball Run.
Yeah,
that's a bit sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really?
I quite like that, actually, to be honest with you.
If you're going to make sound, if you have a petrol car and you want it to sound different, change the exhaust. Don't just add a little sound regulator to it.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. I'm just one more question. He's got another follow-up question, the same guy. And I think this one is actually more for me, so I think I have to take this. He said, by the way, he said, great response, guys. So well done, you guys. There you go. Just another one. What do you guys make of the new electric Dodge Challenger? Being in the Middle East and having owned the classic V8 Hemi, I don't know if I would be a customer. Well, to be honest, Dodge isn't finding many customers for that, sadly. I would like to give it a go. I'm just out of curiosity. I would be quite interested in that with the Fratzonic chamber sound that they've got and everything. But I'm with you. I'm a huge fan of the Hemi V8s. I love those. I've driven them at every opportunity I could get in the Middle East. And I'm not 100% sure that the Dodge Challenger electric was the right thing to do. And I think that even Dodge now knows that and they're backpedaling. So I think that's what's happening with that. I mean, do you guys have any feelings on that? Maybe Darren?
I have really no opinion on the Challenger, really. So it's there. It's a new car. It's electric. It's a new electric car. It's a bit like the Ford Mach-E, which I find offensive. They call it a Mustang. It's like, keep that damn badge off that car. It's not a Mustang. It is just an SUV. There was never an SUV Mustang. I have a 66 Ford Mustang.
You do, yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm bringing it
Oh,
there.
64 Mustang. No, you're not going to put an electric motor in it, are you?
No, it's original. We've had that car in the family for 45 years, and it's original. It doesn't even have Edelbrock, components in the engine, so it's not loud. It's just the original purring sound that the car is, a V8 purr, which is, I love that V8 purr.
Yeah.
So I did have a 67 Mustang that had Edelbrock everything in the engine, and it was loud as hell. I mean, it sounded like you're supposed to feed people to the engine to fuel it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the prices of Mustangs have gone silly now.
Yeah.
I think they're actually leveling off now. They're actually leveling off now, yeah. Because I think what's happening now is that there's a new generation. Looking at I did recently cover the classic car market, and what we're seeing is modern classics are on the rise right now, and the older classics from the 50s and 60s are sort of settling into sort of a norm. Because everything went crazy after COVID. After COVID, the prices just went ballistic on everything. That's now kind of normalizing. So those values are sort of coming back to where they should be. And what's happening now is that we're seeing an increase in 80s and 90s classics and even some 2000 ones, early 2000 ones.
I've just Googled the Dodge Charger Daytona SRT. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I would want to drive it if it had a petrol engine.
Yeah.
But as it's electric, it's just, switch it on. I can't. No, you've got to be. That's what you've got to be.
But the thing is, this is what they've done. They've put an artificial V8 noise into it. That's what they've done.
I'm going to close the page now because
it's offending you.
It's gone.
You were going to mention London, and you were going to talk. You said that you don't take the Ferrari in because obviously in London now they actually have sound cameras, or for want of a better way of describing them. Darren, a lot of people actually are getting caught with that.
The scooters especially.
I don't have the scooters of that, but some of the motorbikes I think are.
Scooters with the wheels on them that make the loudest noises. You just want to strangle them.
And that's the electric ones.
Yeah. No, well, sound originators just to irritate people.
I mean, London. Speaking of London today, I was watching the news today, and it's slightly off tangent from cars, but have we gone back to the 1970s?
Yeah.
All right. What's happened?
In the 70s, there was no speed limits like they are now, so no.
No, yeah, that's true. No, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not that old.
There were speed limits, but there were less cameras. Put it that way, you know.
No, I just think all these people demonstrating with the far right.
Yeah, I know it is
It's
escape. I've had notices circulating on my WhatsApp and on other platforms saying, "Do not go into London today."
I wouldn't go. No. I wouldn't
Yeah,
go.
which is terrible.
Yeah,
As in
yeah.
today, yeah, because there's 2 big marches going on in London.
Really?
Where are you based, Darren?
I'm Elephant and Castle.
Okay, but you're not central.
Well, Elephant and Castle is pretty damn central.
Yeah,
It
I
is quite
suppose.
central.
It is,
If
yeah.
you look at the map,
Well,
really damn central.
Well, actually, it's south of the river. Is it really London?
South of the river, mate. Don't go south of the river.
That's south of the river.
So
Why did you bring a southerner on there?
well, Kennington is a new Kensington, obviously, and Elephant and Castle. It's like mini Manhattan here with all these new buildings and the parks
wow.
and stuff like that. It's changed so much. It's
Do you know,
ridiculous.
do you know
But
the
they still have the
Castle-
elephant.
The original elephant is still here. It's down in Elephant Square.
Do you know the big the silver thing and the what's it called, a big silver monument kind of thing? Right?
The Transformer or something.
Whatever
like
it's called, right in the middle. When I was young,
Why is that there?
castle, I used to think there was a real elephant inside that castle.
There is.
There is still.
Yeah, that's where they keep all the elephant sculptures.
Believe.
Oh, wow, okay. I thought it was a real elephant.
Believe.
I was about 22 at the time, but
20, I thought I was going to say you regressed to 12 years old, but 22. Okay.
Well, in
Late
reality,
bloomer.
it's Grodner's elephant inside that box.
and you know what, the road structure, they've changed it now. It's really confusing. I get lost in elephant culture, just going round and round. You just don't know what's going on. What have they done? They've just
It actually works. I have to admit, it actually works. I hated it when they did it. It was awful, but now it's like, oh, well, actually, yeah, I can get through there pretty quick now.
I haven't been there in years, but I can relate to the fact that I used to live near Old Street. And that whole Old Street roundabout Shoreditch area has been
All changed.
has completely changed. Completely changed. I remember the days of drifting into the Shoreditch area late at night while I was not intentionally. I nearly got caught one night. And, I used to work at a newspaper, and we were in West London, and the printers were in East London. So I used to do the sort of 2 or 3 a.m. run across to the other side of London, and particularly that area, I'd end up coming round a little bit quick, a little bit hot in my old Supra around there. But now it's all changed. I mean, I can barely understand which way around you're supposed to go, etc.
That's London in general now, yeah.
yeah, it's just not very car friendly whatsoever.
Yeah. If you live here like I do, then you know where you can drive and when you can drive. So it's actually, you can still be fun. And you can have fun between the cameras. Not that I said that out loud, sorry.
Yeah.
But you can still have fun in the city. You just have to know when and where and how.
So you're having this event in pretty much central London,
it is.
the Bloomsbury show.
Sure.
Just near Tottenham Court. I think Tottenham Court Road is the nearest
Tottenham
tube
Court
station.
Road,
Yeah,
Tottenham Court Road and the British Museum.
that's it.
Very central.
And so these guys are going to guys and gals are going to bring their classics into London. Are they all happy about that? Because honestly, like nowadays, it's quite nerve-wracking just even driving in London.
I don't think people really care that much. I mean, it's Sunday morning when they arrive, so there's not going to be any traffic when they arrive. Because, cars need to be there by 9 o'clock. And some will get there by 8 or before 7. So there's not going to be any traffic for them whatsoever. When they go home, they just drive. They just drive casually. I mean,
Is it open to the public? Anybody can walk in and have a look around?
yeah, it costs £10 for the general public to come in because we do need to try to make the show break even at least. So because it's the first year, so things like that are not the easiest things to do on the first year. So it's £10 for the general public to get in, and we'll have live music, a full bar, food, lots of cars. So there's going to be around 30 cars inside the garden with all the food and all the attractions, and then on the outside, because Bedford Square's got a massive gravel area surrounding it, so we're fitting around 100 plus cars on that.
Wow, that's a lot of cars.
That is.
Easily, yeah.
Do the drivers pay as well to attend?
It's £20 for a driver, but then that includes 2 tickets for to get inside. So it's basically £10 a person. Just
Do you get some drivers complaining and saying, "Oh, why do we have to pay for the part of this place?"
really rude email yesterday from somebody that says, "Why do we have to why do we have to pay to go into your show that you're charging general public for and you're getting sponsors for and blah 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 blah?" And he just went on. He was really rude about it, and then it says, "Not so naive, explain." And I was like, well, most shows charge more, and so it's actually not that much. And And we're not doing this for free. I mean, we don't want to pay out of our own pocket for you to have a show. We want it to break even. That's the goal.
Yeah.
So even
I
with
think as Sai discussed in the last show, actually, I think we were talking about the rising cost of actually putting on the shows.
Exactly.
And how expensive it is.
Insurance, marshalling,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
location. And, I get people saying to me all the time, and I've seen them posting, why are we at this event, Concourse of Elegance? Why are we at Salon Priva? Why are we part of the show? I said, yeah, but you know what?
It's expensive.
It's expensive. They cost money, and they've got to make a profit. No one does anything for free. And if you want to park, at your event, you're not going to have a chance to do it another time. Well, you can on a daily debate, but as an event, no. If you want to do, if you want it free, do an event at the Sainsbury's car park.
Yeah, I mean, my Waterloo Classics event is free. I don't charge for admission to my club.
Yeah.
I don't, because I just don't want to do. I don't want people to have to pay to.
So the Waterloo Classics, that's once a month, isn't it?
Yes, once a month.
And it's where do you turn up? It's basically you all just turn up on this road, right?
Lower Marsh, just below Waterloo Station.
What day?
The third Saturday of every month, even in the winter time.
I've been meaning to come to that for a long time, but on the Saturday I'm usually having a nap in the afternoon.
It's from 11 till around 2:30.
I'm going to attempt to come down there. I have to come down. I've been meaning for a long time because I heard a lot of great things about it.
So I'm just catching up on some of the chats that we have. I'm going to come down. Actually, you know what? Me and you can go down together because I've been promising Darren for 5 years now that I'm going to come to that event.
Yeah.
I even had the sticker. You even gave me the sticker, and it used to be on the back of the E30. But I've never actually come down to it.
I keep telling Shazad, come to my house,
Yeah.
pick up the Aston or the Ferrari, one or the other, and we'll take both cars down there. And he's like,
I'm going to drive to Waterloo in a loud Ferrari.
Swing by your house and pick up the Aston. Sorry,
Yeah.
is that what you're saying?
You know what? I'd prefer to pick up one of your electric Heelys and drive that into London because that would actually make more sense.
Come and do it.
So we're getting some feedback. We got the Poison Dwarf says, does the E stand for excrement? I'm assuming he means E as in electric. We've got Hooked saying, hello gents, and public liability is a thing, sadly. So yeah, I think he's referring to events because that's also a cost that has to be considered.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Desert, the guy who was asking us the questions previously, Gal, I'm not sure, he's saying, loving the show. What do you guys make of the new Renault 5? I would say if I do move to London and need to buy something electric, I would consider it. So personally, I'll just give my thoughts first. I have reviewed it. There is a review live on it, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant. If you don't have a family, because there's no space in the rear seats. But other than that, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, the electric, the yellow version of it, the sports version, it's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a good-looking car.
Yeah.
I don't know what it sounds like. No,
Yeah.
actually I do. I saw it at Goodwood Festival of Speed.
Yeah.
It was making a sound I can't really place.
Yeah, they make sort of whirring sounds. I think the best sound is from the BMWs because it was done by Hans Zimmer. The
sound was from
Hans.
Hans.
The sound for the BMWs. They commissioned Hans Zimmer, the guy that does soundtracks for movies. They commissioned him to do it, and that's why I really like the i4. I think the sound is fantastic. You only get it in the sports version, so yeah.
To be honest, I've been secretly looking for the sounds. How to get the sounds from the Jetsons onto one of the Heelys. That would be fun.
Yeah. Or the Knight Rider sound.
Nah.
Talking of Knight Rider, what do you feel about this news that they're talking about bringing back Knight Rider? Because I recently did a video where I examined sort of all the things that made Knight Rider great, and I concluded that it was impossible to bring it back. Any reboot would always
And now
fail.
they're trying.
Now they're trying again.
They're doing it just to spite you.
Yes. That's what it is, yeah. What was that, Si?
I was going to say, why? Why don't you think there's going to be a good reboot?
Because I think the elements there were several elements to that show. You know what? I'll give you a quick example. I was watching Good Morning Breakfast TV show, and one of the celebs on there, a younger celeb, was on there, and they were discussing this in the news. And the celeb himself, I can't remember who it was. I don't know the names of these people. And he said something that really struck me. He said, first of all, he's like, what's Knight Rider? He said, what's Knight Rider? And I'm like, bloody hell, what? He doesn't know what Knight. And he second, he says, yeah, I've read about it. It just sounds like a Tesla. And I'm like, wow, because so this is the thing.
Yes.
When Knight Rider happened in 1982, the idea of a talking car that drove itself, that had all this tech on it, mind-blowing, captured your imagination straight away. Today, we kind of have those, with AI and with the self-drive, we kind of have those. So where do you go from there? So that's one thing.
Siri Rider.
Sorry?
Siri Rider.
Siri Rider. And secondly, I think, as much as people, and I agree, David Hasselhoff made that show, no question about it, but equally, and perhaps even more, and in many ways like the Enterprise makes Star Trek, the 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am was the star of that show. There's no question. There's no question that as kids, that was the model that we all wanted, that was the car that we all wanted, till this day. I've driven those, they're not great, but I'd still love one just because of the iconic status of that car. So I think for these two reasons, I don't think Knight Rider can come back unless you somehow at least bring the Pontiac back.
But they are bringing it back because some kid finds it in a garage or
you've seen my content, haven't you?
Yeah, or
that was my idea.
Oh, that was your idea. Okay, yeah.
That was my idea. Yeah, that was my idea.
I was looking for a trailer for it and I couldn't find it.
So my idea that I proposed was to, you remember the recent Ghostbusters movie? And they actually did that in the Ghostbusters movie, where the younger generation, they find the original Ecto one. He pulls the covers off it and he finds it. And I think that's how it's got to be. You've got to rediscover the original KITT.
Yeah, but that Ghostbusters film was rubbish. So was the female version. It was, the original, they were the best. Mm-hmm. And sometimes some things should not be touched, I think, And Knight Rider, I watched Knight Rider the other day and I just watched it. I used to watch it. When I was younger, I used to watch all of them. I really loved it. Now as I'm older, I look at it and I think, oh, really? It's like $6 Million Man. Again, I used to love it. Watch it now and I think, really? Star Trek, I watch it. Yeah, I still watch it because it's great.
Because Star Trek was always about the stories. The sets and the effects are all shit. I'm a huge Trekkie, but I have to say, they're all shit. But it was because about the stories and the philosophies and what they were talking about.
Exactly. And to be honest, so if Knight Rider come on, would I watch it? No, I'm not really that interested. Miami Vice, if it came back.
Yeah, again, stories.
But it has come back. Miami Vice has come back in many different
Wasn't that great? I saw a couple of episodes. I didn't think it was that great.
No, it was great.
And just like the new Magnum. I think they did the new Magnum, didn't they? That was just like, why?
Were Higgins and Magnum in a relationship?
Yeah, oh my God, no.
I really don't think a talking car can be interesting these days because
that's the problem.
Siri and AI and stuff like that. I mean, it's all it's going to do is tell you, keep your hands on the wheel.
Exactly.
And tell you off every now and then. It's like, shut up.
And that's the thing. And I think that unless they brought back, and this is why I think that if they go big on the nostalgia, then and nostalgia is big. So the people that are making this reboot, there's some hope there because it's the same people that made Cobra Kai, which was a reboot of Karate Kid. And I watched Cobra Kai. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. But it really went big and heavy on the nostalgia. It really did that. Brought all the old characters back. It brought the music back. And I think that's one of the reasons that it worked. And I think that if they did Knight Rider and they were able to bring the car back and bring the voice back, and maybe they would artificially generate it or whatever, maybe it could work. But I think we've had the Knight Rider version where they had the Mustang. That just didn't work. And then there's been other versions. It just doesn't work. Even David Hasselhoff, they brought him back in Knight Rider 2000 with a red was it a Pontiac or no? It was a Dodge concept car, and it just didn't work. It just didn't work. It was like, no, it has to be the 1982 Trans Am. Hope you're enjoying this video. Make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe if you're not already doing so. And support independent automotive journalism channels like mine. You can do that at patreon.com, coffee.com, or taking out a subscription right here on YouTube. Or you know what, better still, you can go and buy my books. I've got 3 books out now. They're all on Amazon. They're all available to buy. More details on this are in the description, but buying any of these books will certainly help. Thanks so much for watching. We've got. I've just had an invitation from Kuwait, by the way. So the guy who's been commenting and asking the questions, you've obviously really impressed him. So thank you very much, guys. He says, "This Petrolhead guy here, Brown Car Guy, you should come and visit us in Kuwait. We have a huge classic car scene. Happy to facilitate, etc., etc." By the way, I have been to Kuwait. I've been to Kuwait twice. I've been for the Kuwaiti concourse, and yes, you guys in Kuwait, you are car mad. Absolutely bonkers. They are proper aficionados. They love their American muscle. They love their classics. The people in Kuwait, the car community, love you guys. You guys are amazing.
You have to say that because they just invited you over there.
No, genuinely. I had a great time. I have a couple of friends there.
Not him, us.
Yeah, we got no invite. So nothing good to say about Kuwait until I get
come back. We'll wait to see if we hear back from him. But I had a talking. Was it Poison Dwarf says? I've had a talking car for the last 39 years when I got married. Okay. Right. No comment.
You switch for that voice to turn the voice up. I know how to drive.
Yes, all right. No,
Like,
moving.
many jokes going through my head at the moment. I want to say that I can't say.
Moving on. So we were at the concourse, and you sent me some really nice pictures that you took of. You said you were sending me some car pictures, Si, of the Esprits in concourse.
Yeah.
What you sent me was porn.
Car porn.
I was taking the photographs nude and there was reflections on there. I wouldn't call it strictly porn. Bit of photo editing, but that's about it.
Yeah. So anyway, Esprit celebrating its 50th. Great car, amazing. I think what a history. And I've done a couple of videos on car companies that might be going bust, and I did a separate video on Lotus. But honestly, I think Lotus are in trouble. And I think that they really should be looking back to their heritage. And I think that on the 50th year of the Esprit, wouldn't it be great to hear an announcement that the Esprit's coming back?
It's not going to happen. I mean, you were there. You didn't see the cars parked up because you arrived late because you overslept, apparently. But when I took those the photographs, will be in the book that I'm doing, Hampton Conquest of Elegance book, and also I'll upload it so people can download it. But looking at about 12 Esprits, all different versions: S4, S2, S1, S3. You've got the 350 was there as well, and we had an Essex version, and it was just, it's, for me, the Lotus Esprit. Now I'm in my front room upstairs, my little room, and down the road and it must have been the late 70s. Used to be one of the neighbours used to have a white S1 or S2, I can't remember, but it was the early one, and I used to go there on my little bicycle and just lean against, hopefully not leaning with a car, scratching it, but leaning against it and looking inside. And for me, it was so futuristic, and that stayed with me. And it's iconic. I want one so badly. I want an S3. Yeah, that's what I want. I want an S3, and I want it in copper, so that I can put a ski rack on top. Yeah, or a white one. That's what I do.
There's going to be a white one at the Bloomsbury show.
I'm there.
It's going to be a white one.
Is it Peter?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is it?
No. I love Peter. He's wonderful.
What is it? There's an Esprit coming tomorrow to the 96 Club event. Mm-hmm. He's got the S3 Turbo, and apparently he still has the original. He still has the original tires.
Yeah, that could
be. Yeah, that's Peter's car. That's Peter's car. Yeah, that's Peter's car.
Yeah, and I was like,
the original cigarettes in it or something from the dealer or something. I don't know.
And he's got this in the back. He has a display of drinks and stuff.
Right. And he always sticks the fish on the side. Yeah. By the way, you guys have got your invite to Kuwait, because he's come back and he said you are all welcome anytime.
Thank you very much.
I was.
This is recorded. You can't go back.
I know. You're committed, mate.
The binding contract. I'm an ex-lawyer.
Yeah, I was just in Malaysia last week, and while I was there, I tried to visit a couple of classic car restoration companies.
Darren, you should have told me. I have a really good friend in Malaysia who actually has quite a collection of cars there. So next time you're heading over, then I'll put you in touch with him. But yeah, he's got Alfa Romeos. He's got a police Alfa Romeo, and he's got the uniform and everything as well. So when he goes to car events, in Malaysia, you have an Italian police Alfa Romeo with an Italian cop there as well. So.
Is he Malaysian
No,
though?
he's one of us.
Okay.
He's a Desi.
Okay.
Oh, that's fun. So, yeah, I really liked it over there. I want to go back.
Mm-hmm. No, let me know when you're going then, because that you should do that. But yeah, so hang on. So tell me a little bit about the scene that you saw there, because I am fascinated. Because he tells me that it's quite a vibrant scene there.
In Malaysia?
Yeah.
I didn't see any classic cars there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right, okay.
They're all hidden away.
But they're really expensive. The tax is really high, isn't it? It's like 300% or something really silly.
Right.
Isn't it? Singapore, Malaysia, I'm sure it's... I used to have friends of mine.
I think Hong Kong, yes. Singapore, I think so. Malaysia, I'm not so sure. Because I know this friend of mine, he bought a Peugeot 205 GTI, which actually I reviewed, it's on the channel. And he shipped that over to Malaysia, so it's with him now over there. So, so he does occasionally buy cars and ship them over there. So I'm guessing that it's not that prohibitive, otherwise he wouldn't be doing that
I
too
didn't
much.
really see any classic cars on my trip because I went to Taiwan, South Korea, and Malaysia. And only in Taiwan did I see a few classic cars. One was an old Trans Am that was just derelict on the side of the road, and a Land Rover, but that was it. I was surprised that there was just nobody had their cars out, nothing. Or
Yeah.
they,
Definitely, next time you go, let me know.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So we've got a few cars that this year we have been saying goodbye to, and I've been looking at some of those. And there's several that, off the top of my head. There's probably others as well. But we lost cars like the Nissan GTR. We've lost cars like the Boxster Cayman, and also the Civic Type R. Do you think that we're in an era where we're losing the last of the great combustion engine cars? Do you think that that's what's happening right now?
Well, why is the Boxster Cayman going away? Because they're still making the Boxster. And
No, Boxster Cayman both have been discontinued. The reason that it's the official reason that they're being discontinued, and don't forget that the current gen of the Boxster Cayman, the 718, has been out for 9 years now. And the official reason that it's being discontinued is because of the Data Protection Act in cars. And the technology required to make sure that you commit to that, Porsche claimed that it would be too expensive for them to retrofit that into the car. So they're like, well, we're working on a new model anyway, so we're just going to discontinue it because it's just not worth our while.
My opinion, the golden age of motoring is dying. We've lived for it. Future is just...
I don't own a modern car, so I'm still living it.
All my cars are old as well, but I think everything's going to... All these cars are going to go. They're going to die down. The GTI, as you mentioned, that's going to come back to an electric. Who wants an electric Nissan GTR? You know? Just on a side thing, because I did actually look at your article about the Honda Civic Type R.
Yeah.
And there was a photo that really grabbed my attention. I don't know if you can see, you can see it.
Norman Wisdom.
Norman Wisdom.
Yeah.
You met Norman Wisdom.
I've had dinner with Norman Wisdom.
That is iconic. I mean, forget the cars now. How did you meet Norman? What is he doing there?
Well, he lived there. He lived on the Isle of Man. And my dad was a huge fan. We were all fans, obviously, but my dad was a massive fan. So at that time, we didn't have iPhones and stuff, but I got somebody to take that picture for me. But Honda laid on this incredible event where they launched that second-gen Civic Type R on the Isle of Man, on the TT circuit. And as part of that, they had two celebrities. They had the local celebrity who was Norman Wisdom. So he was there. He was just hanging out with us. And he was there in the dinner as well, cracking jokes. And he did that thing where he does the handkerchief. He turned it into like a rat or a little animal, and he sort of runs around the table. But he was amazing. He was absolutely brilliant. And we also had Dougie Lampkin, the incredible motocross rider, who was literally riding up a sheer cliff, like it was like a mountain goat. He's like defying gravity completely. Like you couldn't even your brain couldn't understand like how is he doing that. But it was an epic event. And my abiding memory, which I talk about in the video, but I'll just briefly touch on it, was that we were driving if people know the Isle of Man, there's no speed limit outside of towns, so you can actually go as quick as you like. But on this particular event, they also had the police. The police had Accord Type Rs. And so the police were giving us convoy, and at one point they said, right, we're going to close off this section of the TT circuit, and it's yours. We're like, wow. They said, just wait down here, we're going to close it off, then it's yours. Then I think there were 7 or 8 black Civic Type Rs. So this police Accord once they cleared the road, the police Accord took off. First one, second one, I think I was in the third one driving up this mountain road. And I'm going at full power up the road, and then the journalist with me, he says, Shazad, you can use the whole road. And I'm like, yeah, I'm still on my side of the road. Why? He said, no, they've closed it. You can use the whole road. I'm like, oh yeah. So I cut the first corner, cut the second corner, was about to cut the third one, which I think from memory was a right-hander uphill, blind, and a little Volkswagen Polo was coming down the other way. He'd missed the first 2, he missed the first 3, he missed me, he missed the 7, 8, and when he got to the bottom, he got arrested. He had the fright of his life. We all had the fright of our lives. But he was somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be, so he got arrested for that. But I think he was just lucky to be alive. But the greatest thing about that event was going to the next stop, where the police, this is the police, patrol cops coming up to each one of us and saying, we hope that didn't spoil your entertainment of the car. We hope you were able to drive it as fast as you wanted. I'm like, when does that ever happen? You know, what a place.
So there's no speed limit. So how fast can you feasibly go?
As fast as you dare.
No, you haven't got
skill allows.
Yeah, as fast as your skill allows, basically, because there are tricky roads. Because if you've seen the Isle of Man TT circuit, if you've ever seen the footage of that, I mean, those guys on the bikes, I mean, literally, I mean, they've either had their brain disconnected or their fear gland disconnected completely, or they're just the bravest people on the planet. Because if you've ever seen those guys, it's terrifying. Because it is quite tight, it's quite tiny. There are sheer drop-offs, and then when you get into the villages, because they go fast in the villages as well, it's narrow as hell and bumpy as hell. But yeah, it's down, like Darren says, it's down to skill. But you can. Outside of town, there's no limit.
Yeah, I was on an event like that once in Italy, and it was for this Best of Italy hill climb type of thing. And they closed the whole road for it. It was like 20 kilometers of road that they would close, and I was helping them organize it. And so I was supposed to get like a Fiat 124 Spider, one of the modern ones, but ended up they ran out of them, and I got a Fiat Panda instead. So here I was. But I was so surprised at how well that car handled on those mountain roads. I call it the Panda Express because I was shooting up and down these roads knowing there's no one coming down in the opposite direction. You can use the whole road, and that Panda just glued to the road. I was really impressed.
Well, next Sunday, I would have come to your event, but I'm at Cop Hill. Have you ever been at Cop Hill?
I really want to do that.
So I'm doing it. They're doing a Cop Hill ride up there, and I'm giving a couple of charity rides. I've never done a hill climb.
Right.
Before I give it a go.
I've never heard of that place. I did Shelsley Walsh. Let me try and get that. I can never pronounce that correctly. Shelsley Walsh. I did that last year in the BMW E30. And it's a short run, but it's a quick run, and it gets very tight and scary towards the top. So, that was pretty exciting.
You should go to the other event, because it shows you what... There's also Bradley Walsh event. Hill. You could try.
Bradley Walsh makes cars, you know. He makes Aston Martin copies.
He takes a DB9 and sort of changes it.
Yeah, he changes
something
it.
not as nice looking as a DB9.
We got the Poison Dwarf was talking about the Maestro. If you remember the early Maestros, they had voices in them as well, and they changed it to a male voice, and the warranty claim started to drop. What? it was rumored.
You can't say that.
Italian males wouldn't take the female voice seriously. All right, I see. That's what it was. And then our Kuwaiti friend has come back again, and he says, "What do you guys make of the new Honda Prelude? Feel like getting the new shell and fitting a Mugen Spec Type R VTEC into it because the new Prelude is going to have a hybrid engine. Have you guys had a chance to look at this?"
Honda Prelude.
The Poison Dwarf says Cop Hill is the oldest UK hill climb. He's doing it on Saturday, so you're going to see him there. Now, I would dispute that because I was told that Shelsley Walsh is the oldest dedicated motorsports facility in the world.
Yeah, but there's a lot of caveats in that.
Yeah.
He said so.
Yeah, maybe. Let's see what he says now, because I've just said that now. But yeah, Honda Prelude. What do you think of it? If you guys had a chance to look at it yet.
It's not. It kind of reminds me of just a modern Honda.
Looks like
that's damning with faint praise, isn't it?
I don't know. I would rather have an S2000. I mean, that's an exciting looking car.
That's a great S2000s are great cars.
it looks like a car.
Yeah.
It looks like a
Right,
car.
what I'm looking at. It's all right, I suppose. Yeah. Okay.
I think
I
it's
have nothing to say really. It's just,
I think it's an important car in the sense that it could be the revival of coupes. Because remember, coupes used to be such a big thing in the 80s and 90s, and then we kind of lost them because everybody wants SUVs now. But if you remember, at one point the Japanese were turning everything into coupes. You had Accord coupes, you had Corolla coupes, everything was being turned into coupes. Nissan Sunny coupes, everything. So, do you think we're going to see a revival in cars that are more interesting, such as a coupe format?
Sure, why not? I mean, when I was my first car was a Honda Civic, but my first car that I bought new was a Honda. Actually, the only car I ever bought new was a Honda Civic CRX, which is a cute little coupe thing.
Yeah, I had one.
Car, and I can still fit 3 people in it, even though it's only 2 seats. And then after that, I was like, I really got tired of lifting the seat forward to get somebody in the back. So I thought, oh, wouldn't it be great to have 4 doors on a car? Oh, so I got a BMW 325i with, sedan, 4 doors. I thought that was great. And now it's like, everyone, and I didn't see the point of a coupe for a long time. It's like, well, it's the same car. It's just got extra door. I mean, what does it matter? I mean, it's just easier. And now it's cleaner lines and things like that, and bigger, wider doors. So it's kind of nicer.
But that CRX, you see, those are cult classics now, and the values of those are crazy right now. I wish I'd kept mine. So I had my car when we had our first kid, Junaid, my son, and as you know, it had a bench in the back, so it didn't have a seat. It just kind of like had a bench. But I figured out a way to fasten the baby seat into that bench at the back, right? But
Bungee
the trouble,
cords?
sorry.
Bungee cords?
The bungee cords, maybe, I don't know, various straps and things. But the thing was, like you said, then opening the door to get to access to the back. So what I would do instead of that, we would just open the tailgate and drop him in from there. The number of looks we used to get at supermarkets is just dropping the baby into the boot of the car, basically.
Baby and boot. There should be a little bumper sticker for that. Baby and boot.
Baby and boot.
I like the coupes. I mean, I think they're great, but my first one was a Capri, lovely, beautiful coupe.
Yeah.
I had a Golf GTI 2-door. Mark II wasn't very good, but I do like it. But then, if I see a Golf now, a 2-door or a 4-door, I'd rather get a 4-door, maybe because I'm old and practical. But I don't know. I think
do you want to get out of
they should come back. Whether they're going to come back, I don't know, but I think they should come back.
Do you want to get out of the car to have to get a passenger in the back?
I don't have many friends, so I don't have that problem. I've got to tell you one car I've been looking at on online. I think it's on eBay or somewhere. It's for sale, Auto Trader, and £20,000. It's a convertible. It's a Ferrari Daytona Southern Roadcraft replica.
What's it based on?
It's a Jaguar. It's based on a Jaguar. So it's like the
really?
Miami Vice.
Wow.
The Miami Vice car. And the original Miami Vice car was built by I forgot his name now, McMurray or whatever, and he built the original ones for Miami Vice. Southern Roadcraft was an English company based in the South Coast, and they built 6. And it looks like a Daytona, but it's got a Jaguar engine and chassis. £20,000. Wouldn't it be great? Buy one of those, drive it around. Find an old smashed up Ferrari with an engine and a gearbox, stick it in, and what have you got?
You've got an engine that won't fit because it's the wrong chassis.
There's that.
Possibly.
There is. Why would that stop you?
I don't have a problem with that, honestly, because I know these guys, they turn BMW Z4s into like Cobra replicas or Ferrari 250 replicas and stuff like that. And they from a distance they look convincing, and close up they're still beautifully done, but you can tell. But I'm like, most people, 99% of people won't be able to tell, and you'll be driving around in London that looks like, in something that looks like $1 million, but doesn't cost it. What's wrong with that?
I have no problem with recreations or something like that, because I mean, I've always liked, the Porsche 356s, but I don't want to spend silly money on a car like that when I use it for other things. So why not? I was really tempted to buy one of the 356 recreations that you can get out of Florida that had the aluminium body. It was only $25,000 for a long time, and it was like, and it's beautiful, and it drives. It's just a better car than the original. I mean, it looks just like it, except the only thing that that's not the original is it's too clean and too unblemished.
Yeah.
So,
but there's a point that you just made there, is where the original cars they're very expensive, they're very costly, they're very valuable. You have to be very precious with them. But if you say, I mean, I don't know what these kits cost, maybe 20 grand, maybe 25 grand built up, maybe 5 grand for a donor car. You're talking within 30 grand, you could have a car that looks like something like a classic Ferrari or Cobra, and you could just beat up on it, because it's like, what the heck, it's just a modern BMW, right?
What about that Conquest of Elegance last weekend, which, by the way, was a fantastic show.
Brilliant, love it.
There was that Alpha P33, 33. Remember the red one?
God, did I miss it? Where was it?
It's
I know what you meant. It was behind the main stage.
behind the main stage.
Yeah, that was a replica, wasn't it? Yeah, but
No,
that was a very expensive replica. though.
it was built. It was built from scratch.
Yeah.
And I'm going to interview the owner. It was beautiful. £650,000.
Yeah, to
Wow.
me. To be honest, to me that doesn't actually make sense. If you're,
Maserati
spending that
engine-
sort of money, then you want an original car.
No, the original car's millions.
Yeah, but still, why?
That's
You,
a 10
you know,
million,
I have to
whatever.
tell me what you guys think about this. But when I hear cars, I understand cars going up to 200, 300, 400, whatever. But when the cars get into the millions and millions and millions, to me, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it's just look, as beautiful, the Ferrari 250 GTO, as gorgeous and amazing, as iconic a thing it is. But when you're saying it's 60 million pounds, I'm like, come on, guys. That's ridiculous.
The question is, are people buying the car because they've always wanted one? Or are they buying it because they're thinking, do you know what? It's going to go up in value.
But
I'm not going to pay I'm not going to pay tax. Put it
Never
aside.
buy a classic car as an investment. Always buy it. You can store your money in it, but never expect it to go up in value. That's just bad ideas.
Unless it's a McLaren F1.
No,
or old Ferrari.
but Darren, do you think a car is justified at a price? A car, let's be honest, at the end of the day, a car, four-wheeled engine, steering wheel, a car, is it justified at 50 million pounds plus?
50 million?
Yeah.
You see the point. I mean, stick it in a museum. I mean,
Yeah.
or put it in a museum where someone can drive it. I mean, if somebody's got the spare cash for that and they want to be the caretaker of that car temporarily, then great. So it stays valid and it stays usable and stuff like that. So that's good. But I mean, you have to be a very special case to buy a car like that.
Yeah.
They're very, very rich as well.
Yeah, but also then where can you use it? Where can you use it? How can you
Exactly,
use it?
yeah. I mean, these amazing Delahaye's from, Art Deco designs and stuff. I would love to have one of those as a daily driver, but could you use it as a daily driver?
Yeah.
The most valuable car in the world. What do you think it is?
I thought the 250
It's the
GTO
one
was
you
it.
like the most, which could be a Morse minor.
That's a very good point. That's a very good answer, actually, Darren. Yeah, the most valuable car is the car that means the most to you.
Yeah, I was thinking more about money-wise. But
Yeah,
okay. You're a better man than me, Darren. I had an argument with someone online about this, and because I said it was a BMW M1.
M1.
Yeah, a BMW M1, the mid-engined supercar.
It's not.
That was painted by Andy Warhol.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be the most expensive automobile ever, because it'll never. It's owned by BMW. They'll never sell it. Andy Warhol painted.
But I think the BMW art car series is probably diminished by the fact that there's now so many of them. Because they've had major artists paint their entire range of cars over the years.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, the BMW art cars are fun.
They're lovely. Did you ever see them? I saw them in Shoreditch. They were in. Did you go into that multi-story car?
No,
park?
I think I saw a few of them in the UAE. So on and off, I've seen them here and there, sort of thing.
Yeah, it was very. I spent a day and a half filming them. Wonderful, and these are multi-million-pound cars, and what separated the public from the cars was some yellow tape.
Yeah. Well, it's just in a museum. You go to a museum, you got paintings on the wall.
Yeah.
What's separating you from them? A piece of cord.
That's true, actually. Yeah, but this was in a multi-story car park that smelled of urine.
Oh. With the toilets out.
You sure did. It was a multi-story car park.
Darren, that's a whole other level of patina we're talking about.
That is original patina. Literally, it just smelt of urine because it's one of
those cars. They can afford to put in a bloody toilet.
They just rented out this massive NCP car park. In Shoreditch, near Old Street, the big car park with the American car wash.
I don't know what you're talking about with this.
You used to live there. Come on.
I know. I used to live there. I don't remember this place.
When you go from Commercial Road.
Yeah. Commercial Road. Yeah.
You go up on the left-hand side. There's a multi-story car park there on the left.
Right.
I
was probably going too fast around there to ever notice.
You were too busy drifting the other way.
You weren't looking up. You were looking
that way. Yeah.
Sideways.
Sideways. Yeah.
We've had our friend from Kuwait asking a question about what we think about. He says folding lights. I'm assuming he means pop-up lights. Pop-up lights obviously were essentially outlawed because of pedestrian safety legislation. This is the reason why modern cars don't have them. But of course, those of us that remember pop-up lights, we just love them, don't we?
You go first, Darren.
I was going to buy myself a new car, not new, but a new car. So I gave myself a couple of rules. Buy myself it has to work, has to go quick, and it can't be a project at all. So, and I was going to I was really looking for a 928.
Oh.
Because those are great. I ended up buying a BMW Isetta that's a project, so I broke all my rules. I was an idiot. So, but it's still going to be a great.
Yeah, but you know the 928 though.
928 is beautiful. I love the pop-up lights on that, but
Darren, the 928, from what I know, mechanics fear that car.
Yeah, I know.
They run the other direction when they see one of those coming. That's how, because they're beautiful cars. They're lovely. They were way ahead of their time. The design lives, even today it looks modern.
Yeah,
but
it's a supercar.
From everything I've heard, it's like it's a nightmare. People run the other way from it.
And the lights. But I love them. But I mean, it's like, who wants to deal with a vacuum light system and stuff like that? It's like, where's the leak? Yeah. You have to submerge the car to find the leak, and it's like, come on.
Submerge the car, yeah, like risky business.
I was in December last year. I was rocking one in Dubai because I had the use of one of those when I was working on the Milli Milli, and I had one that belonged to I think it was the Gargash family. So big family. They own the Mercedes dealerships and stuff. So they had lent some of the cars for us to use, and I had the use of that car, and it was just very cool to be in that car and to drive it around. But I have to say, I was driving it around going, is that noise correct? Should that sound like that? I mean, all the time I was a little bit like, because we were doing lots of distances as well, because it was the Milli Milli, we were going all around the UAE. But it was very cool to get in it and get out of it. But when I was in it, I was kind of, half the time I was like, am I going to make it?
It was an amazing hot potato, you're saying.
Yeah, it is.
See, I had a 348 that had pop-up headlights, and sometimes one of them would stop working. So you're driving around with one headlight up and one down.
That's
it was either like that, or they wouldn't come up, and then you'd have to get them. And it was just, I like them as an owner. I apart from when they go wrong, I love them.
A mutual friend of ours, and Darren might probably remember, Kevin had the BMW 850, right?
Yeah, I did.
And he used to have to get out to put the headlights up and down. I remember a few times when I was riding with him, he's like, "Oh, I got to put the headlights on." So pull over, get out, and then actually wind them up.
Clockwork. See, I like him as an owner, but as a photographer, I don't like him because it just ruins the look of the photograph.
Right.
Unless I wanted it from the back.
Down or up?
I like him down.
Okay.
So I get.
Yeah, but sign on an Esprit. When the lights are up on an Esprit, you capture it from a low angle. I think it looks tremendous.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes I get people coming towards me and they stick their headlight, the pop-up headlights come up, and I'm thinking, I'll put them down. I want the car down. It doesn't look right. It doesn't look for what I wanted, But as a photographer, I don't like them. But as an owner, you can't go wrong with pop-up headlights.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know, how dangerous are they?
You can definitely go wrong with pop-up headlights because they just don't work half the time.
Yeah. That's.
I mean, they weren't that dangerous, but the idea of pedestrian legislation is that anything that obstructs the movement of a pedestrian over the car can cause further injury. So this is why. So that's why you don't get bonnet ornaments either, because again they can cause an injury. Or you do on the Rolls Royce, and this is why they have to collapse in. So they immediately collapse in.
They collapse in.
Yeah.
So it's like
they immediately fold. Yeah, they're basically Little Ellie in a 90 has to duck into the bonnet as soon as she sees danger coming.
Going back to the Conquest of Elegance, they had a Ferrari. They one that's very 1950, must be 1950s, 1960s Ferrari, and it had these two circular circles really at the front, which basically are lights that come up.
Right.
They swivel out.
Yeah.
And that I thought was quite interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't see them come up.
Yeah.
But they were there, and a friend of mine who knows all about cars, he goes, "Yeah, they're actually lights." And I thought, wow, for the 1950s, 60s,
But they had some tremendous light operation. I remember, Darren will know, some old American cars had incredible mechanisms for lights, like the lights behind grills and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, so there's some really cool, hidden headlights on some of these old cars. And then one thing I find interesting about American cars, even though I'm not a big American car fan, is that they had a really interesting way of doing things on their cars. They're a bit like French cars, where they just did things differently.
Yeah.
It's like, and you wonder why did they do it that way? But I mean, shifting gears by pressing buttons on the dashboard. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
and having all these different types of inventions they came up with and threw it in the car, and having lights that are behind the grill, and the grill
Yep.
kind of like does something so it can see the lights better, or just the covers. The cover. There's lots of American cars have covers over the lights, and they just slide away, which is
In
kind
fact,
of.
I think the first pop-up lights were on an American car one day. I can't remember what it was, but it was in the fenders, wasn't it? It would come around like, I think, would come around like that, right? Mm-hmm. I can't remember what it is. Maybe somebody can comment on that. But also, am I imagining it, or I think because normal pop-up lights just sort of pop up like that. But I think even in the Corvette, is it the C4 or the C5? They kind of do a rotational thing, don't they? They sort of go round the other way, and then the lights sort of come up.
The Accord 810 had amazing pop-up headlamps.
Maybe it's the Cord.
That one was just stunning. And
Yeah. I think it is the Cord. I
Cars.
think that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah. Amazing. Absolutely incredible. But you're not frozen, are you guys? You're going very quiet.
No, I'm just trying to think what the hell it's called.
I'm just admiring the Cord, which is gorgeous.
Oh, he's looking at car porn again.
No, I was looking at
GT had a really nice
Cord car pop up
And Opel
lights.
It's
GT had great
Cord
pop-up
is
headlights.
C-O-R-D, Cord, so.
Cord
Yeah, I don't see any pop up lights.
on the Cord 810 or the
Cord
810.
810. Cord 810.
Oh, they're in the wings.
They're in the wings. They're in the fenders. I think they come around like that, if I remember
Oh,
correctly.
you're right.
They're in the wings, so they kind of like somehow rotate. Or
Yeah.
something.
It actually is similar to the Ferrari ones. It's the same kind of thing with like the Ferrari one that we saw last week. Hidden away, done as in lights, and very interesting.
So, guys, we've run out the clock, and I tell you, we could probably talk for the rest of the afternoon, but maybe there should be we should save some of that for the next time we do this. But thank you so much for taking the time today. I hope everybody viewing has enjoyed this. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show.
Absolutely, thank you.
Lovely, great as always. Thank you very much. I feel lighter.
So the therapy session has worked.
Therapy session's working. It's working. Yeah, it always works. Always feel better.
That's good. I'm glad to hear. We've had a great show, guys. Really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for those of you that have stuck with us through this hour. We hope you enjoyed it. We will be back again. Stay tuned. Keep it locked to Brown Car Guy, and don't forget to follow these guys. Cy on the Drivers Union. It's at the Drivers Union, isn't it? On all the channels, and yours is at Waterloo Classics. For Darren, and of course you can see Darren and myself. I think Cy, you might join us as well next Sunday.
No, I'm at
Bloomsbury?
Cop Hill.
Oh,
I'm
you
at
can't.
Cop Hill.
Oh, you're somewhere else.
Cop Hill.
Okay. So anyway, we will both be in central London. So if you want to come down and say hello, it'd be great to see you. So until next time, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for joining us, and thanks to you guys, to you gents for joining me today. Thanks very much. Bye.
Bye.
Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links. Or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps. It really does.